Lesson 1. B. Is there anybody here who has ever crossed a river by a country boat? I have, teacher, said Jamil. And I clearly remember what happened in that journey. Would you please tell us what happened? The teacher asked. Okay, teacher. It happened when I was in class 6. On a weekly bazaar day, people were coming back with their shopping bags and baskets in hands, on shoulders and heads. They had to cross the river. It was not a big river. There was a ferry boat plying on the river. The boat could cross it in 8 to 10 minutes. It was just after sunset. The weather was getting bad. The wind started blowing from the northwest. Black clouds were moving fast in the sky. Everybody was trying to get into the boat. No more, no more, please wait, shouted the boatman. But nobody listened to him. What happened then? Jamil asked Rumi. With too many people on board, the boat sank in the middle of the river, replied Jamil. Oh no. What happened then? Asked the teacher. Thank God. There were no casualties. All the passengers swam to the other side. But some of them lost the stuff they were carrying, such as oil, salt, and milk, said Jamil. Were you on the boat? Asked the teacher. No, teacher. Seeing the boat overcrowded, I waited for the next trip, replied Jamil. You did the right thing, Jamil. Lesson 2. A. The next day, when the teacher came to the class and was about to start the lesson, Abir stood up and said, Teacher, can I ask you a question, please? Go ahead, Abir, said the teacher. In our last class, we heard Jamal's story of how too many people made the ferry boat sink. I have also seen crowds of people at the bus stand, railway station, launch and steamer ghats. It is not uncommon to see people traveling on top of a bus or train and meeting with tragic accidents. My question is, are we really too many people in the country? Thank you, Abir. Please sit down. The teacher then looked round the class and asked, how many of you have the same question in mind? Almost all the hands went up. Okay, the teacher continued. Finding the right answer to this question is very important for us, for our national development. So we will look at this issue with some facts so that we can find out if we are really too many or not. Lesson 3. C. The class comes up with different problems. One group leader says, the scarcity of food will be a serious problem in the years ahead. It is true that our agriculturists have developed new varieties of rice and its per acre production has definitely increased. But the rate of increase in food production cannot keep pace with the rate of population growth. This is because our land is fixed, i.e., we cannot increase it, while our population is increasing rapidly. Another group leader comes up with the housing problem in the country, which he says adds much to the food problem. He says, families are growing larger in size and at the same time breaking into smaller families. Each smaller family needs a separate house to live in. Also, the arable fields are being divided by these smaller families among themselves. Mills and factories are being set up, which occupy a considerable portion of our land. So while we need more land to grow more food to feed more mouths, our land is shrinking day by day. If our population grows at the present rate, a day will come when many people will not find any land to build a house on. And, as a result, many of them might live on trees or on the floating boats in the rivers. No way, another student argues. Trees are being cut, hills are being cleared, and water bodies are being filled up, all to meet the needs of too many people. Thank you, students, Ms. Chaudhary says, you're quite right. Let me tell you about this village where I was born and brought up. Things were not like this in the past. I remember as a child, the village was so beautiful. The green paddy fields and yellow mustard fields seemed to be unending. They used to wave and dance in the breeze. There used to be a wood in the northern side of the village. There was a tall tamarind tree in the middle of the wood. Also, there was a big banyan tree which looked like a huge green umbrella, with its aerial roots hanging down. I often used to go there with my friends. We would often have picnic there. While the boys would climb the tamarind tree and pick some tamarinds, I and my best friend Rima used to swing from the hanging roots. But now, look, the wood is gone. The beauty of the crop fields is spoiled by the unplanned houses built here and there. Lesson 4. B. In the next class, Ms. Chaudhary tells her students the story of Luna. The year before last, Luna, a 14-year-old girl, was in class 9 in a rural madrasa in Rangpur. Luna is the eldest of 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 sons. Their father is a day laborer working on other people's land, and mother is a homemaker and a part-time worker at other people's homes. The parents, particularly the mother, found it real difficult to raise 5 children on the small income the father could earn. Perhaps that is why Luna's father wanted to marry her off. But Luna was not ready to accept what her parents wanted to impose on her. She wanted to pursue her education. Her mother stood by her, though secretly. When her father arranged her marriage with Tara Mia, the only son of a farmer in the same village, she became greatly upset. Tara Mia was a widower, illiterate, but well off. His father had a few acres of arable land and was influential in the village. The marriage seemed to be inevitable. Lesson 5. D. Today there are many jobs where you need English. This is because the world has become smaller. Vast distances are shortened by speedy transports. We can talk to a person thousands of kilometers away on the phone or the internet. So we can communicate with the whole world easily. English has made this communication easier. There are many countries in the world with many languages, but to communicate with them, you cannot use all the languages. So you need a common language that you can use with more or less all the people in the world. English is that common language. You can talk to a Chinese toy maker, a French artist, an Arab ambassador, or a Korean builder in one language, English. English for us in Bangladesh is all the more important. As we have seen earlier, we are too many people in a small country. So if you learn English, you have the best opportunity to find a good job, both within and outside the country. And that is good news for millions of our unemployed youths. But miss, we learn English for 12 or 14 years, yet we do not find good jobs, says Rumi. She then tells the class about what happened to her brother. Could you please tell us why? Rumi asks. This is a very important question, Rumi. We should learn how to use English both orally and in writing for doing things as needed in our work, such as communicating with others at personal, social, national and international levels. But unfortunately, at the moment we are learning English mainly for our exams, continues Ms. Chaudhary. Remember, English can greatly help you become skilled workers. But where and how can we learn this kind of English, Miss? Asks Ratan. Ms. Chaudhary says, we can learn English both in and outside the classroom. Besides your textbooks, the radio, television, newspapers, magazines, computers, and other supplementary materials will greatly help you. During our classroom activities, we'll see how we can learn English. Thank you.